Affirmative. Command acknowledged. Initializing. System ready.
This is the Marauder. Back with Planet Explorers 8.2/8.3 Alpha. Newt's Journeys. Steam Edition. Episode 03.
We need to start considering the long-term strategy here. I think we need to find a way to go to where the Epiphany crashed. Before that, we need to regroup with all the survivors around here. That'll be your job.
The path to redemption.
Sure, but you really don't have a choice in this matter, do you? You can either find some survivors and live or die on your own.
Warning. All hands to lifeboats. Evacuate the ship immediately. Launching escape pods. Warning. Guidance controls inoperative. Venting plasma. Red alert. Emergency. Glide trajectory corrupted. Brace for impact. Initializing.
And so it begins.
System ready. Backup systems online. Automatic pilot disabled. Emergency crews to your stations. Emergency crews to your stations.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a long time coming. As the first humans to ever venture out this far into the frontier, I cannot emphasize how proud I am to have made this journey with you, all of you. I look forward to us building a new home together. Let us make Baria into a shining beacon of the human civilization. Many rivers we had to cross, but we finally found our way.
Separation complete.
We are going for atmospheric entry burn in 3, 2,
Stand by.
mark!
Object approaching. Emergency evasion.
Extensive portside damage.
Get out of here!
Evacuate
Go
the ship in all corners!
Going down.
Extinguishers inoperative. Fire in fuselage. Implementing emergency systems. Hayloft system engaged. Evacuate the ship immediately.
Episode 03. Enter the dock. Echo.
Awaiting request, Master.
Let's make a shelter.
Command acknowledged. One moment, please.
Well, hello there. We are back. Still doing some touch-ups here on the Echo tent. Going to take you through the processing of that and go and seek out some help for Gerdy Hook. Now, because sometimes building an ISO is a long and tedious process, I've decided to speed this one up because, like I said, we're doing some tweaking. With the freehand brush in the editor, I am selecting each voxel piece by piece and deleting it. In so doing, I'll also drop the amount of material needed to create this tent. As you remove material, your decals may actually change position just slightly, because don't forget they do wrap around the materials that are there. Trying to find the most cost-effective mode to build this and giving it enough height space, so I'm going to increase the area of its roof and the area of its back, like so. In case that you didn't notice, I selected the cone. Just a matter of then putting it where you want and dragging it up or down. And don't forget the shift key to assist in which direction you want to move things, or the alt key to move things down. Shift is up, alt is down. Oh, and don't forget, over to your top left hand corner where it says create, next to it is tutorial. Click on the tutorial, go inside and refresh your skills, because right inside there's a tutorial of how to build things in the editor. I think it's mainly like a sword and stuff like that, but hopefully they update it over time. But it'll give you the heads up of what you need. Just read through it. The main purpose of this episode and the one prior is to make sure that people are not, afraid or hesitant to explore the editor, use your skills, build something. And everything you build will not be to everyone's taste. But if you can satisfy your own curiosity, your own ability, maybe you can inspire yourself or others and then post it on an ISO site, like ISOPlanetExplorers.com. I should mention we also have another Inform site that one of the members have actually made to post ISOs as well. I'll be sure to mention it. I don't think they would mind. I believe the name is similar. I believe it's something like Planet Explorers ISOs.com. Oh, and for those interested, for the ones who also did ask, I will be releasing the ISOs that I have made onto Planet Explorers, ISOPlanetExplorers.com, and I think out of fairness, I'll most likely be releasing them onto the new ISO site as well. Give everybody a fair chance and a fair shake. Now here in decal, you can see all of the decals and their positions. I'm going to add another one on the inside. Just to give the tent its look. It's going to find where I want it. If I put it down like this, that white that what you see, like I said in the last episode, that white will shine like a white light on the outside. If I hide it, of course, you won't see it. Now be aware of the thickness of your material, because the decal can actually reflect through to the other side or bend and go around and be seen on the outside when you actually don't want it to be. In this case, you see the white on the top of the tent's roof. I actually like that, and I'm going to keep that there. So I don't mind that. You're only allowed to have 4 decals. You can have those 4 20 times or more, but you can only choose 4 and place them on one ISO. If you look to the left-hand column, you will see the second box. Well, actually, let's call it the first box. To the right-hand side of the left-hand column says 2 out of 4, 2 of 4, and it shows the scythe that I'm messing with right now. Below that, you know that I had put in what I would hope to be a carpet, and that's 1 of 4. It'll show you each one. Scroll up and down, and you'll know which ones you have and which ones you don't have. You're only allowed 4, like I said, but you can replicate those 4 over and over and over again. Be aware of the amount of decals you put onto any object, because it will affect game speed once exported into the world. Because it would be so much nicer if you built an entire house out of objects, and I've played around with that in my previous series, Newt's Journeys, the 7.6 Alpha, Season 1. So for those who caught my first introduction series would have seen that, but it does take a lot of computer memory, and it pulls a great strain on your system. Now you see that I am naming it and looking for a picture image. At the same time, I'm going to make sure that I don't stall the storyline. So I'll be continuing in main screen and trying to fit it. And you see there's some problems trying to fit it. Be aware and placing an object into the field, including a vehicle, can push you out of the way if you're near a cliff. Be careful when you're placing it. You can be knocked off. New to this version, as you see, is the waiting line. You'll have to be aware of that. The map has been extended. Creatures sleep at night, and the 8.5, this is what they're working on here, which is a swamp biome. Can't wait to see it. Lots of poisonous creatures I hear are going to be there. It should be something interesting. Here are some pictures, just so that you know. On another note, the Planet Explorers website, pathia.net, had a contest, fan art contest, a little while ago. It reached its conclusion and a winner has been announced. Hopefully I get the pronunciation right. Matthias. I usually call him Mateus. And congratulations to the winner of the artistic competition.
Good morning.
And the participants that entered in that. It was just launched recently and has already reached its conclusion, with a winner already announced. Congratulations to the Fifth Horseman for winning that contest. A nice piece of artwork was done there. Poster material, if I do say so myself, very nicely done. Yours truly, the Marauder, and Kirsten Lee, tied for second place. My entry was the intro to my Season 2 of Newt's Journeys. I'm glad the devs, or as they say, the developers, appreciated it. Now, the tent didn't come out exactly the way we want to. We're going to keep this version and also improve it later on. We can't interact with Gerdy right now because she's underneath of her tent. To interact with her, we'll have to remove it temporarily and interact with her. Remember, every voxel you place in the world takes up space.
Hey.
Hey, Gerdy. I finished what you told me to do. Okay. Now we can have some dried meat. That'll help us survive. That will appear in our item slot. There it is. Item slot, not item slop. So Newt will have some nuts. Oh boy. Hopefully this is not another tongue-tied episode. Alright, I guess a lot of nuts and a lot of prairie jam. We're going to try to save the ration biscuits. Eat the indigenous foods that we find. See, our torch has burnt out and is floating there in midair. I'm sure to pick that up later, if I remember. I really wish they would work on the eating sounds. If we can work on that, you know what? I might just, I might do that my own self.
Hey.
Probably better off.
Be careful.
Yep, we've got the torch. How are you this morning, Gerdy? There it is, charcoal. 2 pieces of charcoal in our inventory resources slot. Echo.
Awaiting request, Master.
Initiate VR dive program.
Affirmative. 1 moment, please. Download in progress. Interfacing.
Now, we are in what I'll call the VR world, also called build mode. Access through the main menu. Once in build mode, also called create, you probably know it as create in your menu. There are no animals here, like I said in last episode. Nothing to bother you. I'm going to use it as a Mad Lab testing ground, I'm also going to use it as Newt's VR mode. So like I said, Mad Lab testing ground or proving ground, and Newt's VR dive mode. In cyberspace, she can experiment and see what's wrong with the things that she's building, and correct them. So you press B once you're inside. Also, make sure that you activate the little box in your inventory, which will have all of the materials that you will need. And I mean everything. Go here if you want spoilers. It'll show you everything that you can access in the game. Some of the energy weapons, and of course the diamond you cannot access yet, but you can get it in this mode. You can't mine diamond in the game yet because it is not a material that they've implemented as of yet. So we'll put down a platform, see if the problem is terrain. Now you see what she's got, a very nice neat little bed. I wish we started out with this one instead, but oh well. I would have actually preferred to start out with a sleeping bag, but this works because now I've built my own little echo tent, and she can start with stuff like that. You have to remove some of the ground. You'll use the mouse to go over, and pressing Alt will delete any blocks that we've placed down. Take a look at the bar down below. Our item bar down here has different shapes. Now it says Control plus, I guess, numbers lock or something like that, and you can pop up the other screen. I don't bother with that. When I want to see the other materials and the other shapes that I have access to, I press the menu button, which is the bottom half of the bar, and it's between the icon for pigment and the one that's on its right hand side. It's right in the middle. That one, you click on that, it pops up on another screen, and boom, you can see all the different shapes and materials.
Command acknowledged. Activating.
It's obviously still a problem. Now build mode allows you to work things out, and in build mode we have water and rivers as well. You can see something is obviously blocking her. You can come here, test vehicles. The only problem is, like I said, you can't hit anything. There's no creatures to kill. So it makes it difficult to test things like that. There's no NPCs to bring in, so you can't have a partner so you can test your passenger seats. That's why I do most of my testing in the real world. This works for this episode and can be used as a teaching. There you go. Oh, by the way, if you click on your bed, once you've placed it down, and you press E like the mouse says, you will sleep for 12 hours. I recommend not doing that. If you wanted to get up at 7 o'clock and it's late and you click to sleep for 12 hours, you will oversleep, and there's no getting up. There's no stopping the time once you started to sleep, unless you get attacked. So it doesn't work out. I suggest you go in there and you set the time, clicking on the mouse, using the mouse to click on the slider or sliding it back and forth to the time that you want to sleep. Maria is based on a 26 hour day, so remember that.
Interference detected.
If you undersleep, of course, you can always get back up and go back to bed for a little bit longer.
Boosting signal strength.
Sun comes up just around 7 o'clock. Most NPCs seem to wake up around 7 set to 7:30. Echo.
Awaiting request.
Some of the
Master.
ones that will take night duty will actually then sleep during the daytime. I find that very interesting. So, Newt has already said her au revoirs to Gerdy Hook. And she's slowly setting out, cautiously, to go find aid for Gerdy.
Comlink down. Unable to establish communication. Scanning for resources. Scanning. Scanning soil composition. Ore detected. Access in GPS.
In the interest of time, I've fast forward here. Newt's been digging out this rock face.
Enemy detected.
Apparently the little guy on top can't detect her, so it's perfect. Now in digging out this rock face...
Enemy detected.
Oh, another one. She's gathered a lot of material, mainly marble. But there was some copper. Of course, dirt. Some stone did show up, not too much. Trace elements.
Enemy detected.
When you're digging in anything green, just below the surface you get sulfur. Much handy material for later on. Think bullets.
Comlink down. Unable to establish communication. System out of range.
Oh yeah. Buddy boy didn't stand a chance.
Enemy terminated.
Echo. Am I heading the right way?
Affirmative.
Now, here we are at Alan Carter's camp after some hunting and gathering to get us there. Hey! Hey!
Boy, it's good to see you alive. What in the five hells happened? I heard a loud bang and down we went. Luckily for me, I was seated right next to a lifeboat. Oh.
Who are you?
What the? Did the shock regress your mind? Next time you forget your favorite doctor's name, I'm gonna smack you on the head. It's me, Alan Carter.
Sorry.
Oh.
How many came down with you?
Jen and Sly came down here with me. They're out looking for all the survivors, though. Should be back here shortly.
Okay.
Need a shot?
No, I don't. But Gerdy does. Pause right here for a brief moment and take a look at the inside of his inventory. He's got stone tools. Looks like he's got the torch script, stone tool scripts, and stone tools and stone weapons. Stone shield, stone sword. He's got a headlamp, that'll definitely come in handy, and he's got the wooden bow and arrow. He's got light armor, and it looks like he's got metal ladder. He's got the wood ladder, wood staircase, metal staircase. It looks like he's got ration biscuits and the Gerdy juice, which is also called the health juice, herbal juice, sorry. And he's got a couple of med packs, different kinds, different sizes. He's also got some food on a stick. Afraid to ask what that is. So he's packing the hunter's armor, the restoration bandages, and it's got a medium med pack. One of the best things is, if you look at his inventory, just below his name, Alan Carter, it shows you how much money he has. So don't think you're going to get rich by selling a bunch of materials or food to these NPCs. He's got the revival shot and simple plastic. You will not get rich that way. They've taken that mode out and they've limited the amount of money or meat that the NPC holds. So he can only sell you, trade you, a certain amount of meat for what you're going to sell to him. Then he'll have to restock his shop. Puts a little bit more difficulty into the game. Now his inventory, just like you had seen prior, It's got all of the different slots above. If you want to see all of the things that he has, you can access them. If you want to see only his consumables, you can see those. Doc, listen. I don't need a shot, but Gerdy's hurt. Are you listening?
Need a shot?
No, I don't, but Gerdy does.
Damn. Hold on, let me get my things and then we can go. Guard me against the animals on the way, though. I'm only a doctor.
Okay, sure. You've got a emergency case. I need to see if there's anything that I need, okay? Press Q at any time to access the quest menu. I like to keep my quest tab also up in my top right-hand corner. Mission right now, guide Alan Carter to Gerdy Hook. We'll take the biscuits, we'll take the bed, and anything else inside here. He's got a battery in the equipment and nothing in resources. So he's got limited resources at his camp. Now that chest that we just left can be used to store your items as well, in case your inventory gets too full. There will be NPCs that you can store things on, especially if you make them into your followers. But for right now, Alan Carter is an independent. We're making our way down to our down spacecraft. He moves very slowly, as you would notice. At least on your way there. So be aware of danger. But once he gets a woman on his back, look out. There's no catching this guy.
You sure look like crap.
Thanks. It's good to see you too.
Hold still and I'll give you something to stabilize you. We'll need to move you to the other camp, though, since most of my supplies are there. Plus it looks dangerous here. Do you think you can move?
I think so. Give me a hand.
You're gonna be on guard duty again. Lead us back to the other camp.
Sure thing, but can you help me out? I'm low on supplies.
Other than saving a beautiful old man and a young lady in distress, how about 3 med packs?
So let's get our tent. Wow, he's got a head start. And let's go get him. Once he's got a head start, good luck catching him. He's piggybacking her up there like a motor car. This guy is unreal. He is one of the most colorful characters in this game. Besides Adisa, and I would pick Raw Olympus next, to be honest. Chen Zhen is not too bad. And of course the other guy, what's his name? The other Asian lad. Hi guys. Is she gonna be okay? Have you seen any other survivors around here since the crash?
I saw several other lifeboats on radar when we were gliding down. They're mostly to the west of here. Other than you folks, we haven't seen anyone else in person. Oh.
Don't forget my med packs.
Have at it as promised. What do you want?
What's with all these dangerous animals around here? Huh? Do I look like a zoologist to you? If we only had that Copperfield girl around. But still, I'm kinda worried that we might not even see the next sunset. With that in mind, I've been working on a chemical booster that will get us out of imminent danger if we're having a close shave. But I need some materials to make it happen. You think you can help me out? I don't know. What do you need? Alright, go find these materials, and I'll tell you how to make a revival shot. Give me the list. So, it looks like we need Maria Sunflower, 3 of those, gather 3 units of the Cycas, and 3 units of Shade Weed, along with Simple Plastic, which we cannot gather. That's a material that we have to build, but it's in his inventory. But fortunately for us, he gives us the script and we just have to make it. We have the other materials already, that's why they're highlighted in yellow. The Simple Plastic, we just make it, we don't even have to go traveling. Remember that, pick up things along the way. Hunter-gatherer, planet explorer. So, let's see here. Go into our inventory, click on it. It shows up in the replicator. From that point on, we see what we need to build it, and it's resin. We've been getting resin from the trees that we've been chopping down. We build it, and we hand it back to him. All done. There you go, Doc. Now what's this all about? How's it work? Good enough. Here is the script for the revival shot that you'll need. Still, the way you're running around this place, you probably won't live to see the next sunrise, even with the shot. What's that supposed to mean? Now that I've created the shot, I need to make sure it actually works. You know, application of theory and all. You want to try it out? What? What do you mean try it out? You said this thing is a worst case scenario. Come on, Newt. Just get beat up and stuff, you know, by those wild beasties out there. Then, when you're down, use the shot. It's simple. Are you crazy? Gerdy said, don't get hurt. Come on. Do it in the name of science. No way, Jose. Forget it. If you wait till you actually need it, and you never know, there might not be a doctor around to help you. Alright, Doc. I'll be your guinea pig this once. Echo, arm the sonic alarm. You'll be listening for it, won't you? Of course, and we will come running. Echo, open port and load revival shot into medic dispenser. And prepare to administer upon point of unconsciousness or death.
Good afternoon. Command acknowledged. Searching data. Armed and dangerous. Scanning all systems. Running self-diagnostics. Initializing.
This better work, Doc. So Echo, from now on you'll be monitoring my heart rate.
Confirmed.
If it drops below a certain percentage, if I become clinically dead, activate revival shot.
Command acknowledged. Scanning all systems. Revival shot. Med count low. Please restock. Have a good day.
Thank you. I guess you'll be watching my back from now on.
Confirmed. System ready. Scanning for life forms.
I don't know how I'm supposed to inject my own self as I drop down. This man's crazy. He's crazy. So of course we'll save this as a checkpoint. And Newt will venture out to get her little butt spanked. And hopefully she survives this.
Enemy detected.
In the name of science. Science my butt. Go out here and get beat down. I don't believe this. Wait a minute, what's that? Oh yeah, that's right. Now you see that nice pretty blue plant up there? Like I told you, you see it? Pick it. If it's something new, it will probably help you. Pick it. Cut it down.
Incoming enemy targets.
Now the green plants that we just passed with the flowers on top, of course, that's blue enola.
Heartbeat erratic.
This will come in handy later on. Now remember, some plants that you will see will be with the flowers and some will be without. You can still use both. Actually, this is a perfect opportunity to fall in battle. Echo, get ready.
Scanning. Heartbeat.
Can't kill him.
Heartbeat. Erratic.
Have to let him finish us.
It's been a pleasure to serve you, ma'am. Goodbye.
Echo.
Activating. Revival shot. Reviving subject. Initializing. This is your wake-up call. Restoring subject's health.
Well, I guess that revival shot works.
Scanning. Pulse is normal.
Time for some revenge. What would be more awesome for this game is if you had to then put bandages on your character and their clothing was a bit torn up after every attack.
Hostiles detected. Advising. Proceed with caution. Preparing to engage.
So much symmetry. Make sure that you check the terrain as you run around for different kinds of plants, whether they grow on mountaintops or down by the waterside. It's just different stages of the plants or trees' maturity. Be aware of that. Sometimes they're easier to find than you think, but you're always looking for the flower, and you're not looking for the leaf. I know that you're not a botanist, but just keep a keen eye. A keen eye for changes and similarities. Lots more of these blue flowers than in previous releases. I like that. These creatures are still running for their lives. After death, it's not just your HP that drops, your stamina bar drops as well. Make sure you top it up by getting something to eat soon after, otherwise you'll find yourself in a really bad situation when you're attacked and cannot flee, or when you run out of juice to chop down a tree, or attacked again and you die and you come back losing even more, and you can't even then flee once you've been revived. You have to get back to Alan Carter. Guinea pig mission a success. Hey Doc, I'm back.
What do you want?
It worked. Splendid. It worked better than I thought. Seeing how you're still standing up, I guess I really am a gorgeous genius. More like a crazy bastard. Where are the others?
I'm not sure. I think Chen went west to a crater, while Sly went north towards some big tree. You might want to check on them since it looks like you have nothing better to do. If you go bring them both back, I'll teach you how to make a med pack.
Alright. Bribing works. I'll go.
Alright. I've highlighted the 2 locations on your map. Don't die out there and hurry back.
Is Gerdy gonna be okay?
Yeah?
Give her time. Give her time. The healing tube will do its work and I'll monitor her condition. Alright then. So, I guess I haven't been formally introduced to you guys. I'm Newt. And you are? I'm Luke. That's Oliver. Nice to meet you guys.
Battery warning. Battery system low. Please refuel.
Hey, you just sent me to go die and then tell me don't die out there. And hurry back. Okay. You got a funny sense of humor. Now this useful piece of equipment over here is a solar power recharger. It will recharge your batteries. You saw that I took a battery from the case. It'll recharge the battery, use E to access it, and then drag the battery from your equipment slot into the slots that will appear, and boom, the battery will start to recharge. The device next to it is more important than recharging your batteries. This repairs your equipment. Same procedure. Get the item in, whether it be your sword, whether it be your axe. It'll even repair guns, but you have to have the materials to repair it. If you built your gun a gun handle, you have to build and replicate a new gun handle to replace it. Don't only have wood in your inventory and try to repair it. You have to have the materials there. So have enough to rebuild it, and that will be enough to repair it. Make sure that if you built it with an SS muzzle, you've built SS muzzles to replace the ones that are inside of the weapon. Got that? And that should make using it real smooth and easy. For me, all I have to do is repair a wooden shovel, because it's flashing red in my quick slot. Durability is down drastically. I can repair it and I can move out. And in case you ever forget any of this stuff, don't forget to activate your help tab, and you can go right back in and see all of the machines and stuff that you've come in contact with and how to use them. The instructions are always there as a reminder.
Night, Master.
Too many players do not access that help tab or the tutorials that it's inside of the game, accessible at any moment. Now, just so that you know, there are also missions from these other NPCs that are in these camps, the foot soldiers and the other colonists, and the names will vary because the names are randomly made for each game. So your game won't have Luke and Oliver at Alan Carter's camp. Don't worry about that. It just randomly puts out names. But you can click on these guys and they can give you little side quest missions. Usually guardian missions, gathering, bodyguard, protection, stuff like that. You trying to take my job there, Newt? What do you mean? What, you're the only one who can do introductions and tutorials and stuff like that? I thought I was expanding my horizons for Season 2. I think you just want my job. I don't want your job, Marauder. Get a life, would you? Yeah, I'll be speaking to my agent, and we'll see about this. Listen, I don't want your position. I'm fine where I am. We should get you out here and get you run around and get cut down by creatures and to deal with that crazy Dr. Alan Carter. Listen, kid, that's not my job right now. My job is overseer. I like that title, overseer. You want to oversee something? You can see my boot when it gets stuck up your face.
Initializing.
Listen, kid, wait. If you've liked what you've seen, please give a like and feel free to share this video and subscribe. Tell a friend. Thank you. This is the Marauder, thanking all of my subscribers so far and my viewers, the builders and the modders. Special thanks to IncomeTech.com for the royalty-free music. Well, this is the Marauder with Planet Explorers 8.3 Alpha. Newt's Journeys Steam Edition. I'm out.